Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Besides, a different league, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan. Got a lot to talk about tonight, but first, let me go ahead and start bringing everyone on. Man, this next person said he'll be my co-host for tonight. So, without further ado, he calls himself now not just Ando. No. It's Mr. Ando. Mr. Ando, how you doing?
I heard we got a show tonight. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
Yeah, we do. Including the fact Oklahoma City is now down by 24 to the Charlotte Hornets. How do you go down 24 to the Charlotte Hornets? Who are they? The Chicago Bulls?
Oh, damn.
How we doing tonight, man?
Damn, that's messed up. Dang. I'm doing good, man. How about you tonight?
Hornets too. It's all right, man.
You good? All right. Next up, let me bring on this next gentleman. He's been with me for years. We used to call him Rage, but now he has a trademark name by the name of Blockachu. So let me go ahead and bring him on. Blockachu, what's up, man?
Good morning. Did I just say good morning?
Yeah, you did.
Are you just
wrong
waking up, my man? Are you just waking up, my man?
Oh my God. Good evening.
That's what being in New York do to you, man. It'll mess up your mind.
I'm sorry. I just watched both my teams get their asses kicked tonight. My Knicks and my Rangers.
I know what that is. My Bulls getting their butt kicked right now.
Yeah. They did. They ended up losing by 14. So.
I mean, I'm just chalking that up to fatigue. They were on such a win streak. So I still think we'll be all right in the long term, but I don't expect much from my New York Rangers, even though we pulled off a massive 5-1 upset against the reigning defending Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, in the Winter Classic, but I don't expect much from them.
Anderson Pasta, how you doing, man? All right. And let me go ahead and bring in this next person. He requested to be brought in last, so we're going to go ahead and bring him on in. He said he got something he need to get off his chest. So we're going to let him do just that. Let me bring my man Seven in. Seven, what's up?
Man, I'm so glad that I get to be with you guys tonight, because I don't think there's anybody else in the world I would rather try to talk this out with, because I had a conversation today, and I thought I had a stroke when the person said this. And I want to get your guys' input.
Okay.
Because of this conversation, I want to preface this by saying, fellas, ladies, when you're having a conversation with somebody that you know, whether it be your partner or a friend that does not understand common sports terms, make sure to elaborate on what things mean. Otherwise, you come into a situation like a friend of mine recently who told me his girlfriend confessed that up until 5 years ago, she thought color commentator just meant a black announcer.
Oh, shit.
That's actually.
And here's the thing: I am not making this up.
That's
this is
hilarious.
hand to God, 100% true.
That's
Oh
fucking
my
hilarious.
God, I'm done.
I told y'all I was going to break through this part of the show.
Oh my goodness, I'm done.
I heard these words and I just like I was like I gotta stand for a moment and I gotta let this soak in. Because, like, I mean, we don't think about this stuff. Like, we spend so much time wrapped up around it. We have such a deep level that a soft term like that, we just automatically understand what it means.
Yeah, right.
And that is not the case for everybody.
No.
That is not the case for everybody.
Dang.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh God,
Oh my goodness. That's the end of the show. Real quick.
See you guys next week.
Real quick, before I go to our,
we're just gonna call it.
Real quick, before I go into the sponsor, let me go ahead and bring my man John in. John, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. How about y'all, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. And with that being said, tonight's episode is being brought to you by Mayono Microphones and their PD200W wireless microphone system. You need XLR, they got it. You need USB, they got it. You need wireless, they got it. So definitely go check them out at mayono.com, sponsoring tonight's episode. All right, so I wanted to talk some college football. And
do we have to?
Who's your team, John?
He's a Bama fan.
Don't do it.
Oh.
No, he's
Well,
Ohio
see, I'm
State.
Washington State, so I got no room to talk, man. At least you guys made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But the question
more than I
that
can say for Washington State, we ain't won a Pac-12
Had to watch a
championship.
coked up Michael Irvin take his belt off in front of millions and millions of fucking fans.
I do have a question for everyone tonight. With Georgia and Alabama being eliminated, I got a question, and I want to answer from each one of you. Oh, real quick, let me bring Erica in. Erica, welcome back. How you doing?
Yay!
Yes, she is back, ladies and gentlemen.
The youngest member on the show.
I fucking saw that, Seven.
Boo.
Erica,
I want to ask a question and I want to answer from each one of you. With Georgia going down, Alabama going down, is the SEC overrated?
They suck butt.
Black at you, I'll start with you.
I don't think the SEC is overrated, and I'm going to take bias out of it because I am a Florida Gator fan. I think this is it needs more.
Hold on a second.
It means more.
Chomp.
Yeah, respect. Show some respect to my Gators, goddammit. But
Okay, that's not out of respect. I'm making fun of it.
I'm making fun.
I think this is what the NIL and transfer portal set out to do, right? This was supposed to even out the landscape of college football. We're seeing now that the blue bloods of college football are not the prime destination for these top recruits anymore. And I think that's what it was supposed to do. I think the SEC is still the best conference in college football. But I think over the last couple of years, their pedestal might have been knocked down a couple of pegs. But that still does not take away from the dominance that is the SEC.
John, what you thinking?
I'm gonna have to debate my boy. I don't think the SEC is no longer the toughest conference.
I agree.
I think the Big Ten is because of the adage. After they put Oregon and USC and all these other teams in the Big Ten. Uh, and two, not sure of the timetable, but the Big Ten has always had dogs in the fight. We still have a dog in the fight in the playoffs this year.
Yes.
So,
You got two. You got two because you got Indiana. And
yeah,
Oregon.
we got two. I forgot about Indiana. I was thinking about Oregon first. So yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
forgets about Indiana, and they're
But-
one of the number one schools in the country right now.
Is SEC
correction,
a
they
very
are
close
the number one.
second? Still, absolutely. But I'm trying not to be biased, but I just think that the Big Ten then took over since they took all the teams out the Pac-12.
Let me go
Or
over to Erica.
Pac-10.
Erica, what you thinking? Is the SEC overrated?
What does my tag say?
It just
I'm just
means
proud
no.
that you spelled it right with the Oklahoma education.
I mean,
Oh,
Listen, hold on. With that being
Wow.
said, I got my
Wow.
education in Oklahoma when we were ranked 25th. So I actually got a good education. I can't explain what's going on now. No,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
This is just my
listen,
opinion.
but-
Not to cut you off, until OU and Texas win an SEC championship, y'all are not part of the SEC.
Oh,
I mean, that's
Dude, I'm gonna
hold on a
wholeheartedly.
second. I won't disagree. Why isn't everybody else got to talk, but everybody wants to cut off the fucking females? Shut up. I'm just kidding. But no, okay, let's be real. This is OU's first full season, fucking sitting second season in the SEC. We really haven't been sitting there long. We were sitting in the Big 12. We wanted to be in the SEC. There's a reason why we moved ourselves to the SEC with Texas. It just means more. Yes, I'm not going to disagree. The Big Ten definitely has some big hitters. You can't deny that. You cannot take away from what, unfortunately, Ohio State does.
Or did too.
Yeah.
I'd say even the garbage ass Michigan team they was.
I was going to say even Michigan.
Before, yeah.
Like there's the Big Ten definitely has, but at the end of the day, all of the powerhouses are sitting in the SEC. All the powerhouses of college football are sitting in that SEC, except Ohio State and Michigan.
And Oregon.
And that's
And
debatable.
Miami.
They're powerhouse
Teach their
schools.
own. Right now they are. Right now they are. They haven't always been.
let me move over to Ando and get his opinion. Ando, is the SEC overrated, my friend?
I'm gonna argue no. The level of competition with the SEC increased when you added Texas and Oklahoma. It's two schools that when people look at college football, 2 years ago it was like, look, where's Texas? Where is Oklahoma? Yes, the majority of college football's who's going to be standing at the end of the season is down south. Alabama, Georgia, you could argue Ole Miss, you could argue Tennessee and Vanderbilt over the last 3 or 4 years has really improved their collegiate standing, especially in football. But I'm not going to say that they're overrated because they had 4 or 5 teams in the college football playoffs this year. You don't do that if you don't have the level of competition. Now that
One shouldn't have been.
Oh, I'm going to stand firm and say that Alabama shouldn't have. Now, Alabama did beat Oklahoma, which to prove
Shut
that
the fuck up, Ando. You're
I know. It's going to rub you. It's going to rub you the wrong way.
Whoa.
But it's the same thing where if you want to be the champion or you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And I thought Oklahoma deserved to be there, and I didn't think Alabama did. When Alabama beat Oklahoma, hey, as much as I dislike it, they put on their big boy pants and came to play. They beat Oklahoma. They were down 17 at one point, and they came back to win.
No, let's be honest. Let's be honest. OU beat themselves.
Yes.
That's what happened.
However you say it, the game ended with Alabama winning. Now, that being said, I also agree with John, right? You can't say the Big Ten is underrated when going into your conference championship games, Ohio State and Indiana were ranked 1 and 2. I would argue that Ohio State should not have been in the top 4. Put them at number 5, I'm okay with that. But Ohio State was undefeated except for that loss to Indiana. And Indiana's best challenge was Oregon, and Oregon almost beat them. I think they lost to Oregon by 3 or 7 points. It was a one-score game. So the competition of the Big Ten, by adding big powerhouse schools like USC, like Washington, like Oregon, you had to raise your level of competition up. In that situation, the Big Ten and the SEC are now fighting for 1 and 2. Instead of it being the Big 5, where it was ACC always had to challenge SEC, Big Ten and the Pac-12 always win at each other. I think we're going to start seeing the shift where it's those two conferences, and those two are going to have 3 or 4 teams fighting every single year for spots in the playoffs. Now, I'm an old school guy at heart. I love having Power 5 conferences. I really wish the ACC, the Pac-12, and the Big 12 would have that level of competition that the Big Ten and the SEC now have. And we're definitely not going to see that from the Pac-12, because you're getting essentially the Mountain West Conference, and that's essentially a not a Power 5. We may see it creep up in the next 5 or 10 years, but I think over the next couple, the conference champion, unless they go 11-1, unless they go 10-2, they're not going to make it to the college football playoffs. That being said, the SEC better look out because the Big Ten's coming. The Big Ten is coming for it.
All right, Seven, what are your thoughts? Is the SEC overrated?
The SEC isn't overrated. I think that we're looking at a dilution of talent and thinking that this gives us the ability to question what the SEC has done up to this point. The SEC is not overrated. The SEC is simply seeing that delusion of talent. Like if you went to see, there's 30 teams in Major League Baseball right now. Let's say we just all of a sudden snap to where we have to spread all of that talent around 40 teams.
Yeah.
The overall production of Major League Baseball is going to deteriorate. You're going to see a shift in which teams actually have success because the talent is more spread out. You have other guys that get their chance to shine. You get the right coaching situations. All of these things
more coaching situations.
More coaching situations, exactly. And so I don't think it's so much a overrated, because the dominance that the SEC has had on college football is undeniable. But what we can see now is plain as day is it's not just them at the top of the ladder anymore. The Big Ten, I would assume the ACC is going to start to make some more strides as well as the donors start ponying up cash because they see that the talent's there. Like it's going to, in a sense, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Eventually you'll start to see things kind of condense as donors get thin and stuff like that. But ultimately right now, this is just the expected dilution of talent with NIL, and the fact that you don't just have the big powerhouse schools paying their players behind, through the back door anymore. Everybody's walking through the front door with a fucking suitcase going, hey, come play with us. You'll get all the playing time you want. That's exactly what it is.
Since 2014, since the inception of the college football playoff, the SEC has claimed 6 national championships. Big Ten only has 3 of them.
Yeah, but how many do the Big Ten have out of the last 3? Definitely the last 2 between Ohio State and
Michigan. The last 2, yes. So I will agree that there is more of a shift towards the talent pool going more towards the Big Ten schools.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can deny the dominance of the SEC. What I will say is that I don't like. This is kind of my overarching issue with college football, and especially pertaining to the playoff, is how these two conferences are politicking
Yeah.
their way into having more of their teams into the playoff, especially considering next year we're going to have 16 teams, and these 16 teams are going to be majority Big Ten, SEC, and I just don't think that's good.
Do we really need 16 teams though?
I would say
Nah,
12. I think
We never
they need a hard
we
cap at
didn't
12.
need 12.
I
8
was gonna say,
was
we didn't
it.
need
It should have
12.
been 8.
Yeah.
I feel like I said last time, I felt like 12 was sufficient.
I think,
Because
yeah,
like
you
you
can't
said,
cap.
you
You can't.
always
Yeah.
have some team that they snub out because of their strength of schedule or something, but sometimes you just never college football, you never really know how good the team is. Like a team go
Okay.
12-0 and they still get snubbed out because
Yep.
their conference sucks. That's not their fault.
No. And
So
I agree with you to a certain point, but at some point you have to cut it off, right? So
yeah.
this year we're going from 12 to 16. Let's say 2 years from now, we're going to go from 12 to 20. All you're doing is you're increasing the playoff time. So college football does not end as the NFL playoffs begin. That was the one thing that I always liked about college football before the playoffs started, was you never had kind of that budding rivalry between college football and the NFL playoffs. Like, I mean, you had the end of the season, bam, you had your college football national championship, bam, NFL playoffs, like within a matter of a week. Now, we have college football going on this week. We have the first round of the playoffs going on this weekend. And then we still don't even have the college football championship until the 19th. We'll be in the divisional round of the playoffs before college football is even done. I think that negatively affects college football. Even if you play it on a day where there isn't any NFL football, people are still in that mindset of, look, I want to focus on one or the other, right? Like Blackachew, I don't know if you said you're a Florida Gator. I got to assume at this point you're like, turn off college football. I'm ready to watch pro football. Let me watch Super Bowl. For me,
I'm honestly I'm at the point where I don't care about college football at this time of year.
I think it needs, like, New Year's Day, you have your New Year's Day bowl games. The following week, you have your national championship. You need to fit your playoffs because Thanksgiving is typically rivalry weekend. The weekend after that, you have Army Navy, right? So Army Navy is typically your last regular season college football game. Between the end of the Army Navy game to the first Monday after the new year, that is where you need to schedule your college football playoffs. So
we need to get rid of these bowls.
What's that?
We got to get rid of these bowls.
Well, I don't mind.
It's a money thing.
I don't mind the bowl game.
Money grab.
If it's not the New York, if it's not the New Year's 6, who gives a shit? Didn't mean to cut you off, by the way.
No,
if it's not, yeah.
No, I don't get me wrong. Like, I love the Pop-Tart Bowl. I love seeing the Pop-Tart guys go in and then getting shot out. Like, the semantics of it, I absolutely enjoy. Do I want to see a 6-6 Washington State team take on a 6-6 Michigan State team? I would, because it's my college football team that made it. But I can understand, to a certain point, maybe get rid of the 6-win limit and make it 7. Let's go 7 wins, right? Because you're going to play 12 college football games. Be better than 50%, right? Win more than 50% of your games, and you have a shot to make a bowl game. If you limit it down to, let's say, 25 bowl games, not including the college football playoffs, that's 50 of your best teams. Then you have your 12, or next year, in this case, you have 16. So you have your top 66 teams in the country play at least one more game. Then your top 12 or 16 play in the playoffs. But I would say you need to end it the first Monday after New Year's. Let your New Year's Day get their 6. The following week, you need to have college football done. Like, that's your cutoff line. Because all you're doing is you're extending the transfer portal of, hey, this guy's still playing at this school here. He's still in it, but he doesn't know if he wants to change because he doesn't know the coaching stature of what's like. If you set a hard date of when college football ends its season, And then, hey, you have 1 week after that to decide if you're going to transfer or not. Do that, because then you have a hard, set, firm date. By adding more college teams to your college football playoffs, all you're doing is extending the timetable. And
I
that's
actually
not
had
fair.
to go and count
I
how
do.
many bowl games there are. There are 35 of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's 70 teams, not including your college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Erica?
Oh, she
froze?
froze on me. I think
Did she
froze.
freeze on us?
I think
No.
she froze.
That's a good freeze.
Oh shit, that's not right.
That was-
Oh fuck.
Like it was a perfect picture. Like she just froze at the right time. That's all I'm saying. She probably
When
finna
she
cuss me
kicks-
out, but it's fine.
when she kicks your ass, John, I'm going to watch that, man.
Oh man.
There's like 35 of them. Do we really need 30? Can we maybe
Let me-
cut 20 of these
Yeah,
out?
like I say, cut it down to 20. 25. You know what? I think 25 should be the hard cap because that's your top 50 teams, not including your college football playoffs.
Let me go. Let me hit the let me hit the comment section real quick. Question for y'all: is Indiana going to be a new powerhouse in Big Ten, or are these the last few seasons of their peak?
That's a good question.
As long as Kurt
That's a
Signetti is
great
there,
point.
they'll be fine.
I think they'll be top 3 in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could stay top 3.
I think it'll be Ohio State definitely. I like to see Washington make it into the top 4 of the Big Ten. Their quarterback Desmond Williams is coming back for another year. I like the coaching staff that they got with Fitch. If they can get a defense to complement the way that offense plays, I think they'll make some noise next year in the Big Ten. But I think between Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, and like I said, I'd like to see Washington. I think those will be the 4 teams to watch next year.
Because Michigan is going off a cliff.
Yeah, no. Jerome is hitting his people that he shouldn't be hitting, both sexually and non-sexually. But still, none of my business.
All right. Let me also... Dragon Slayer, how you doing, man? Appreciate you being here. He
What's
also
up,
had
Dragon
a question.
Slayer?
Also had a question. Do you think the CFP has devalued the conference championship game?
No, it's made it more important.
Yeah.
Let me press by saying it should make the college football. It should make your conference championship game that much more important. Obviously, this year I think your 2 outliers were the Big Ten championship game and then the SEC championship game. Like I said, Alabama got beat in the SEC championship game, so they shouldn't have been in the playoffs as a 3-loss team. Had they have won the SEC championship game over Georgia, then I think that kind of puts you in the driver's seat between a 5 and an 8. But to see Ohio State lose and still only go down 1 spot, I like the conference championship games. I wish that they actually added value. Because I think if you win your championship game, if you're a good enough team, you automatically should get a home spot in the playoffs.
I don't personally think it devalued the conference championship game. What I do think, though, is that it kind of screws over the teams that don't get to that weekend.
No. Like, I'm going to argue that and say it's Notre Dame's fault they don't play in a championship.
No, like that's their fault. Like they don't belong to a conference.
You're talking like Miami, who didn't make it to the ACC championship game.
Like if I'm gonna try to remember this correctly. Like John Gruden proposed a system in which, okay, so you have your teams playing on college on a conference championship weekend.
Yeah.
But then for those on the bubble teams, I think they need to be playing as well. You need to be adding some play-in games. So
I'm good with that. I like
kind of like what they do with college basketball.
Yeah, they need to have some sort of play-in games. One, to keep you need to keep those teams busy, but also they need to earn.
How about this?
They need to earn their way into the playoffs. They need to have something on their resume to make them more undeniable when it comes in, when Selection Sunday rolls around.
Why are they getting a bye week while teams that are actually having to play for those top seeds are playing a game? That's how that makes sense to me, that should be a thing. Because essentially, if they're not playing because it's Conference Championship Sunday and they didn't get a Conference Championship game, they're getting a fucking bye week.
Yeah.
No.
All right, you guys. Then the next thing in the comments I want to get you guys, and Seven and Ando, this is for you.
Oh, hey, I have a new play call. I have a new play call I have a new play call that I want to do. It's called the fuck you. That's my new play call. That's my new play. Seven, I'm going to hit him with the play call. Are you ready? There we go. Play call.
Really?
I think it starts roughly an hour after the Mariners World Series game kicks off. They're kind of going at the same time. Sorry, that was just that was just perfect.
Seven, we're supposed to be on the same team, man. Fuck you.
Hey, but I do have something to say to you, John, since you wanted to run your mouth before.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Fucking bend over, John.
Yard. By the way, sir, you want to sit over there and brag about how awesome Big Ten is, right? At least in the SEC, our coaches aren't fucking stupid enough to order Plan B to the fucking school.
This is true.
Hey, I don't claim that. I don't like nothing about that blue and yellow. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also have Jury in the chat. Jury, what's up?
What up, Jury?
Hey,
yeah.
Jury,
Wait.
I gotta tell you, girl, because I did run my mouth to you. I just gotta be real honest here. Good win against Oklahoma, but what the fuck happened against Indiana?
I agree with Jory. Use some of these stupid use some of these stupid bowl games as like
as a
playoff games. As
Yeah, leverage.
Is it bowl?
Or how about this?
Because especially go ahead. Sorry.
We want to talk about expanding to 16 teams, which if you want to do that, that's fine. But why not still give 1, 2, 3, and 4 the bye, make 5 through 8 have home games, make 9, 10, 11, and 12 go up against 13, 14, 15, and 16 respectively, because then that adds 4 teams to the playoffs that you think have an opportunity. This now gives 9, 10, 11, and 12 an opportunity to host a home game. So that's more revenue for the schools that make it. And then you still have the opportunity to go 8 and 9 play each other if 9 should win. 10 will still play 7 should they win. I think that works out best. You add the revenue from those extra bowl games that are now going on. Now you can take some of the calendar bowl games like the Armed Forces Bowl. Much as I love the Armed Forces, that's not necessarily a bowl game that everybody likes to love. But you take out like a Doritos Max Naked Cool Ranch Dorito Bowl. Get that the fuck out of here. Nobody's going to watch that. Do 20 mainstream businesses. Do your Verbos. Do your Fiesta Bowls. Do your Rose Bowls. Do the ones that have the history and get rid of the rest. And if you want to argue that your team should be in a bowl game, play better.
There's going to be 4 rounds next year, right?
Yep. Well, if it's going to be 16,
yeah, it's already
it would
going
be
to 16, so.
Round of 16, round of 8, round of 4. Actually, it'd be 5. Because if you have 16, you have your round of 16, which then goes to 8, then goes to 4, then to 2. Oh no, you're right. How
was this going to be bracketed? Because like my whole thought is okay. First round home playoff games. Second round, you mix in the meaningless bowls, and that's when you get into New Year's 6. That's when you get to New Year's 6, and then you get to your championship.
Or you change it to the New Year 4. Change it to New Year 4, and then you just have the final 8. Then the next weekend you can go Final 4, and then you have your championship game like that Friday or Saturday.
Dragon Slayer says, do you think if there's a 3 tie in the NFL division, the best record and winner of the ties play in a WTA game to see who goes to the playoffs?
It's the one thing I like about the NFL playoff bracket and the system that they have with tiebreakers is they fine-tooth comb that shit so they don't run into any problems or issues.
Yeah. For the NFC South, for instance.
Yeah, this
Dragon
year.
Slayer, you wrong for that, man. You wrong for that, man.
I do.
Well, then bring us a beer, goddammit.
I'm telling you.
I got 2 things I want to talk about.
Corona, please.
I got 2 things I want to talk about the comments that you're showing up. Both of them are going to be from T3 and D. The first one is the Snoop Dogg, the first person to get a bowl game named after them. I do believe that is true.
No,
it is not the first time that they had a bowl game named after
Gronk.
somebody. Who is it?
Gronk.
The
Really?
Gronk Bowl?
Gronk. Well, it was the LA Bowl hosted by Rob Gronkowski. It's still that way.
Yep.
That's dumb.
It's
Give me the Snoop Bowl every year.
Yeah, give me
And
the
then
Snoop.
he made a comment about moving the Army-Navy game to the opening weekend. I would say you could do it as kind of like a pre-week one. Kind of like how they do week 0 overseas in like Dublin or London where they have a game overseas. You could do that. I think that'd be cool. I think it loses a little bit of luster because a lot of people like to watch that at the end of November, especially November's month being Veterans Day. I think it loses a little bit of luster if you move it before the end of the season.
No, I don't think you should move it.
Louis, what's your hot take, Louis? Appreciate you being here, by the way.
Can I just throw this out real quick? I don't know if y'all been following I don't know if y'all been following Lane Kiffin on Twitter.
Yeah.
Are you talking about his house?
I haven't, but
You know, there's something I don't know what I'm trying to find the word for what Lane Kiffin was doing while Ole Miss was playing, acting like he gives a shit about Ole Miss and them winning when he clearly has something to gain from Ole Miss if they won. I've never seen someone pretend to give so much of a shit about the school that he royally fucked over.
Yeah.
Unless there was a check involved from it.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, okay, I will say that I get what you're saying to a point. But here, I will say to his credit, and this has not been refuted that I'm aware of, he wanted to stay and finish out the season.
I did hear that too. I did
And
hear
they
that.
said
That's
they
what I
didn't wanna
heard.
keep him if
I
they
heard
didn't
about that
want
too,
to.
but you knew damn well they wasn't doing that.
And well, but there's another school that
Hey.
is. I couldn't remember who it was, but there was another school that did let their coach finish the season.
Yeah, that was Florida. They let what's his face after they hired him from South Florida. No, they hired him from Tulane actually.
Yeah, it was too late. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we move on over to the NFL, I want to get some winners out of these two bowl games. First, we got the Peach Bowl on January the 9th. We got Oregon versus Indiana. Ando, I'll start with you. Who you got?
Dude, it's hard to pick that one. You know what? I think the Big Ten is going to take it for a third year in a row. I think the winner of this game wins it all. However, the Washington State rivalry side of me wants to say fuck the Ducks, so I'm going to go with Indiana. I think Indiana beats Oregon.
Black or True, who you got? Indiana or Oregon?
I'm gonna take Indiana. I don't think Oregon's at the class yet of Big Ten football. So I'm rolling with Indiana.
John, who you got? Indiana or Oregon?
much as I want Indiana to lose, because they beat my boys early this year, and that's how I am with my teams. If you beat my team, I don't want you to win shit.
Does your team start with an O and end with an A because they lost? You're an Ohio State fan, aren't you, John?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You're Washington State fan, right?
I am. Yep. Damn proud of it. There's nothing you can say I haven't already heard, man.
Wildcats, right?
No, Cougars, motherfucker. Wildcats is
Cougars.
Arizona.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry, I
then
was thinking about the movie.
pussies, so-
Anywho, Oregon has the offense, but not the defense to mess with Indiana. So
I gotta say,
I'm gonna go with Indiana.
I gotta say, the coaching in that game is gonna be incredible between Dan Lanning and Kurt Stignetti.
Yes, good point.
That is gonna be
Good
an
point.
amazing game
Yes,
to
good point.
watch.
Good point. Erica, who you got? Indiana or Oregon?
IU.
Okay. And I'll finish up with 7. 7, who you got in this game, Indiana or Oregon?
You know what?
He's
I
gonna
don't
go
want the
Oregon.
meme. I gotta
He's
go
going
Oregon.
Oregon.
Fuck them.
He's going
I got.
Oregon.
I cause I'm glad I went last because we got to make sure. Otherwise, they're gonna be cursed. And I've cursed enough teams in my day. Like I used to bet on the Chiefs. So like I ain't playing that game. So yeah, I'm gonna go Oregon just simply because I'm. You know what? I mean, I'm either wrong or I'm married. So you know what? Either way,
Real
still
quick,
wrong.
Real quick, Seven. I'm staying with you in the Fiestival on January the 8th. We got Ole Miss versus the Miami Hurricanes. So you got
All good things must come to an end. I'm gonna go Miami.
Erica. Who you got? Ole Miss or Miami?
That's kind of a tough one. I really want to see Miami win it. Yeah, because they've been snubbed in the past. So I really want to see Miami win it. All right.
Okay, that's fair.
John,
who
shut up.
I'm
you
not
got?
going it. I'm not doing it twice. Go Ole Miss.
And that's
Not doing it twice.
But hold
Now
on.
pick the end, damn
I
it.
really want Old Miss to win because after the season and everything that Lane Kiffin's done and him being a troll ass piece of shit right now to them, I really just want them to come out and fucking win it. Like I do. There's a part of me that wants Old Miss to win it all.
Go Ole Miss. Yeah.
Okay. Black at you. Who you got? Ole Miss or the Miami Hurricanes?
This is hard to pick because I feel like both of these teams are on a Cinderella run. It's hard.
It's tough, man.
Really hard.
It's tough, bro.
I think both of these teams really got something to prove. Like Miami trying to prove that them being snubbed, that they belong here. Ole Miss doing it even though Lane Kiffin's not around. You know what? I think above all else, I believe in good old SEC football. So I'm rolling with Ole Miss.
Ando, who you got to finish us out?
You know what?
Ole Miss
You know
or the Miami Hurricanes?
I was going to keep it PG, but I'm going to bump it up to PG-13 because we were talking about that gentleman earlier. Keep another line of
up.
Keep. Oh no, I'm not doing the hard hands. I got retired from doing hard hands.
Thank God.
Yeah, but
We're just
get
trying
another
to get
line
you
of.
Mando, that's all.
I know. You're messing
Trying to
up my
help you get
vibe.
laid.
Shut up.
What's up, Kyle? What's up, man? How you doing?
We talked
I
about
sound
this
like Carson
gentleman,
Beck.
Michael
I get
Irvin,
it.
earlier. We talked about Michael Irvin earlier. Get another line of cocaine ready for that mofo because he's going to do it after Miami beats
Did
Ole
he
Miss.
just say another line of cocaine?
Yep, we going to get another line of cocaine for
You
old Michael
know
Irvin.
that man was doing something. Come on now.
He going old school Vernon Maxwell. Oh my God, cocaine!
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
His bartender was serving nose beers and regular beers. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, but I think
All
honestly
right.
I think it'll be Miami. I think Miami, with Miami's momentum that they got after beating Ohio State, I think it's going to be really hard for Ole Miss to match that. I know they beat Georgia, but they had to fight tooth and nail to beat Georgia. Where Miami beat Ohio State pretty convincingly. I think they're going to be riding high. I think Miami takes it. I don't think it's going to be as close as people think.
All
Three and D, are you drinking? Did you mean to type Malort? Are you really drinking the bottom of the Chicago River in a shot glass right now? Is that supposed to be Malort? Because I don't know of something called Malort.
Dang.
Like, am I missing?
This is why you never freebase cookie.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. While Erica is still with us, I do want to go ahead and move on over. We had some coaching firings today. Can
I do a new introduction for this segment?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, today, January 5th, 2026, is known as a national holiday in America. No other countries experience this holiday like that of the National Football League head coaches, general managers, and assistant coaches. Today is Black Monday.
All right. And to bring Black Monday
Hold on,
in,
and I got to say this for Seven. Black Monday does not mean you are only a black coach getting fired. For fuck's sakes.
No,
do not make it like that.
It is not just the black coach getting fired. It's the white coaches getting extended for no reason, and the black coach is getting fired.
Erica, in case you didn't hear, somebody thought color commentary was only black people commenting on games. Just so you know, so you are caught up.
I'm done. I'm done.
All right, take us
Oh
away.
my
Will. What coaches
goodness.
we got?
First thing, I do want to bring this up. Despite the fact they won their last 4 games, despite the fact of that, the Atlanta Falcons release fire Raheem Morris, get rid of the general manager Terry Fontenot, the GM gone. Erica, talk to me. How?
And Rich McKay.
And Rich McKay, talk to me.
Listen,
Erica, talk to me.
listen, I'm excited. I'm excited. This should have been done forever ago. Forever ago. Do you understand my words? This should have been done forever ago. I have nothing else to say about it. I am so glad this fucking happened.
Who that?
Like, I mean, like, I just there's no I'm glad. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Nah.
Hey, Will, I wonder if Erica's glad that this happened.
I know, right?
She's on the
Why did
fence,
Raheem Morris had to go?
Because he sucks.
Here's my thing, right? I understand that they were very inconsistent, 4-1 in night games. I understand there are 4-1 night games, 3-8 on the rest of their games during the season. We need to chalk this up to roster moves, right? Like, who is it? Whose bright ass idea was it for them to sign Kirk Cousins? What was it? $100 million?
$150 million, something like that. Yeah,
$150 million coming off an ACL tear. That money could have been allocated to getting them at least 7 to 8 other players. This is roster moves.
Yeah,
I don't think
GM.
Raheem Morris should have been fired, and that is just my opinion.
I think he should have been just for the fact he couldn't do anything with that talented offense. Because true, you do need a QB. This is true, but at the same point, look, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, you got one of the best.
Robinson.
You got one of the best running backs in football, Bijan Robinson. You
could argue that you have one of the best running back tandems in Algier and Robinson.
Yep. And whoever gets to coach that team, they're getting a talented bunch. Go ahead, Seven.
Here's my thing. When you look at Raheem Morris's coaching record, 12-16.
Newsflash, Erica, in case you don't know, the Falcons do not have a first-round pick, as it is now in the hands of the LA Rams.
Hey, but listen, great, phenomenal. That's great, and that's phenomenal. You want to know something at the end of the day? If we could actually get a good fucking front office at this point and a better head coach, sorry, Black at you, I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm a legit Falcons fan. 28-3. I've been in the bottom, dude. Okay, like I've been there with them.
You can't blame Raheem Morris for 28-3 though.
Okay,
wait, wasn't he the defensive? Hold on, wasn't he the
What
defensive coordinator?
Is I have been here with my Falcons, ride or die. Listen, do you see all my flags?
I see.
Los Angeles Dodgers. I stick it out with them. I'm ride or die for them. At the end of the fucking day, ATL needed this. We have a line that we could literally function and fuck shit up. But there's play calls that are being fucked up at the same time. Raheem Morris needed to go.
Now, I'm just saying you have some talent in Keith, but the whole team is not where it needs to be. But you do have some talent, on that team to work with. You do have the cupboard's not necessarily bare in the Falcons case.
Oh God, no, they have playmakers.
That environment plays a role too. That may not be the environment that Morris needs to be in, and we need somebody that's more fitted to be in that ATL fucking environment. And there's nothing wrong with saying that either. I hope that wherever he goes next, I hope that he goes into an environment where he kills it. I really genuinely do. But environments do play roles too. It's been proven numerous times. Whether you're a coach, a player, anything, it does play a role.
Sometimes coordinators aren't meant to be head coaches, and I think this is that particular instance. Go ahead, Sam.
Yes.
Hold on. And
That's
here's,
true
here's
statement
my
too.
thing. And you are right. You are right. Some like Matt Nagy's getting ready to become the head coach somewhere. Thank God he's going to be gone from Kansas City, but he's not meant to be a head coach. It is what it is. And I'm not saying Raheem Morris is that, but what I will say is this. His coaching record over the 2 seasons was 12-16.
Yep.
That's not horrible. Not ideal.
I mean, it's better than Jonathan Gannon in 2 years.
Right. But here's my issue. In 2 years, you couldn't get Kyle Pitts 1,000-yard season. You couldn't. I mean, and that's the thing is you've got the dynamic. It's not just about having the talent. It is about the schemes in which they operate, because all of that, as the head coach, all of that goes through him. Whether he's an offensive-minded coach or a defensive-minded coach, he's still approving all of that, and he still has the opportunity to intervene when something isn't going right, and he didn't. Or if he was trying to, he wasn't doing it correctly. So to that end, I can understand the need to move on from Raheem Morris, because I don't think he had the locker room. And when you're not doing your job as a coach to scheme the right players into the position to be successful, which is one of the things that your top tier coaches do, like Andy Reid, like Nick Sirianni, like Kyle Shanahan, they are good at it. Kevin O'Connell is great at dealing with quarterbacks because he gets to that level and he speaks their language. Raheem Morris was not speaking the language of that he needed to speak to be successful in Atlanta. And so to that end, I understand why they're moving on from him. I hate the idea, though, that anybody's saying this for anything other than the fact that I just don't think this was a good fit for him, like Erica said.
Yeah. There are some people that should not be head coaches. I think Kyle Shanahan probably is one of those that made the transition from offensive coordinator to head coach. And I think he's one of the few people that have shown that he can do that. But Raheem Morris has always been kind of that defensive guy. Never the I'm going to get everybody rah, let's, get out there and win. He's always been kind of a hard-nosed defensive guy. I think if you look at his tenures that he had coaching the Falcons defense when they did go to the Super Bowl, not bringing up that dreaded number for you, Erica, but when you look at the way that he's able to focus on just that one side of the football, it gives you more time to get better at your niche. And when he became the offensive coach, when you become a coach, you got to know both sides of the football. And to Seven and Erica's points, there are some people that just can't do that on both sides of the football. Perfect example, I'll say, and we're probably going to get to this guy's firing, Jonathan Gannon and Shane Steichen. Jonathan Gannon was a great defensive-minded coach for Philadelphia. Shane Steichen was a great offensive-minded coach in Philadelphia. When they both went their separate ways, Steichen to Indianapolis and Gannon to Arizona, we originally saw Gannon's defense in Arizona, how it started out real well, and then it just kind of went downhill from there. Steichen, on the other hand, hey, I know really good on offense. His offense has never been a problem. It's always been the defense. And I felt this year, until the injuries hit the offense, the Colts had a really solid defense. And we saw that evolution from Shane Steichen as a head coach over his tenure that he's been there. I think Morris will bounce back. I think he'll be a good defensive coordinator or a great defensive positions coach on another team. But I think he should stay out of the limelight of a head coach.
You saw the same thing with Robert Saleh.
Yeah, absolutely.
You saw the same thing with Saleh. Saleh was terrible.
However, I will get into T3 and D's topic here while we're talking about Saleh real quick. Saleh's defense actually managed to make turnovers happen. What the fuck was Aaron Glenn doing this entire year? How do you not get an interception?
Man.
How do you not get one?
About Glenn
You're going up against Mitch fucking Trubisky and Buffalo, and you can't pick him off once. He always throws at least one lame duck every single game, and the Jets are.
I was thinking about Aaron Glenn the entire time. He just, when y'all said like coordinators who aren't meant to be coaches.
No,
Oh yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
astonishing. The New
Oh,
York
yeah.
Jets not recording a single defensive pick all season long.
Do they at least have any pass deflections? Good.
Oh, I think
Great.
they had like 7.
Oh my God.
I think just a 7.
That's even
Let
fucking
me
worse.
let me pivot real quick. Well, we still have Erica here. We wrap things up. I do want to pivot over to the Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore Ravens game. I want to get thoughts. The one thing I will input before I move over to you, Black and you, Derrick Henry, 15 carries in the first half, 5 carries in the second. What are your thoughts on this game?
Football's a brutal game, isn't it? A cruel game,
That
isn't
shit
it?
is terrible.
You know, I really got to give it up to Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Bereft of a defense, those two played really like how they should have been all season long. Those two showed up, did everything they possibly could to keep the Baltimore Ravens in that game, and it was death by a missed field goal. You cannot. That is about as cruel of a fate as you can possibly get. And the Raven, and as much as I hate Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, God rest my mom's soul, she was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Aaron Rodgers kept them. Aaron kept them in.
Yeah.
You know, the passes he was making, the pass he made to Adam Thielen was insane. And again, he is without DK Metcalf. He'll get them back for their wild card game.
Yes.
But my God, just there's no other word I can use to describe that other than cruel. It was so cruel. And the Ravens have just they face so many questions heading into the offseason. What's Lamar gonna do? What are they gonna do with Harbaugh? Like, I'm very curious to see what happened. I do think Harbaugh is probably going to be on his way out. I think Lamar is gonna want out, and I think he's gonna either go to Minnesota or Atlanta. If I were Lamar, I'd go to Atlanta.
I think he goes to Miami. If he leaves Baltimore, he's going to Miami.
Let me go to John real quick. John, what are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, Black and Chief spoke the damn truth. It's brutal out here in these streets. Or
Yeah,
should I
it
say
is.
on that turf, on that grass, that weather. It's tough. I know that poor kicker is receiving death threats.
They
It's
killing him.
Dude,
probably-
no, did you hear?
Probably
He's
Like,
a
so
rookie
he,
too.
he posted earlier this, so late last year, he posted a picture of him engaging with his fiance. They are ripping his fiance for him being engaged to a guy like him.
No, don't
Like,
do that.
Hey,
Fuck,
man.
leave family out of it, dude. Like,
Don't do that.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, man. I was just speaking it to cold world because y'all. I mean, all of us have seen it. The kickers, even my Vikings kicker against the damn Falcons in what '98. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like,
Gary Anderson missing that field goal, and then Morton
Yeah,
Anderson
man.
hitting his.
mm-hmm.
Why are we not killing Boswell for missing his kick?
Because at
they
the end,
won.
it
His
doesn't
team
matter.
won.
Because the
Yeah.
Steelers
Yeah.
won. The Steelers
But-
won.
Just
But
hey,
I was texting Seven in the group chat that we have for the sports report. This Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry over 20 years, it has everything. It has fights.
It's amazing.
It has
It's
ejections.
amazing.
It has Mike Tomlin trying to trip somebody. It has John Harbaugh trying to get people killed. And now you have a missed field goal. And how ironic is it that people are like, hey, we don't need a rookie kicker kicking a game-winning field goal against Pittsburgh? Somebody tweeted that at the beginning of 2025 after Baltimore was eliminated from the playoffs. When they got rid of Justin Tucker because of all of his allegations, they said, do not put a rookie kicker in to kick a game-winning field goal against Pittsburgh. And 1 fucking year later, you have a rookie kicker who missed a game-winning field goal against Pittsburgh.
Before I go
Justin
to,
Tucker is getting another happy ending in some massage parlor right now because of that.
He
Because
didn't
I-
need the happy ending.
Oh no, he finished himself, bro. He had nobody touching him.
Before I go to Erica, I do want to say this.
Jesus, bro.
But before I know, right? Before I go to Erica, I do want to say this real quick. Look, we look at that Baltimore. We look at the offense, the play calling. That defense ain't good. That defense is terrible. We are telling us they need 2 pass rushers. Y'all need some secondary players on the back end. You can't win no one-on-one matchups in that defensive secondary. You saw that. You saw that yesterday.
But that goes to the coaching too. Like you know your damn players.
Yep.
You know your players. You know you can't stop nobody.
And you have
Like-
Roquan Smith, but this is not Roquan Smith from 2-3 years ago. That defense ain't good. Go ahead, Erica. This defense ain't good.
No, I thought it was an entertaining game. That was the only game I got to watch yesterday because I was driving home. But no, I mean that was down to the knit and grit. That was a great game. That was very entertaining to watch.
I will say that's how you end an NFL season, though. Like that's the game you want to end all games.
And that was the next thing I was about to say is like that game. That's how you end your season. Whether you win or lose, that's how you end your season. That was a phenomenal game.
But before I go to you, Seven, there's another thing I do want to bring up. You had a timeout. You could have got that man closer than 44 yards for that field goal. You had a timeout.
If you leave a timeout on the field, that's a fireable offense.
Hey, and I do want to answer this question that Dragon Slayer asked about Tyler Shaw or whatever his name is, how you say it. Okay, so anyways, so here's my answer. That's not possible because every team that Will supports, they look past the results, so I don't have to worry about anything.
That's just disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. Dang. Eesh. We're going to get rid of Mickey Loomis one day, though. One day. We're
F in the chat.
Okay.
Everybody for Will's sports team tastes. Let's do an F in the chat for that.
Listen. All my teams got titles. This ain't recent.
Yep.
All my teams got titles.
86 for the Mets.
86 for the Mets.
98 for the Bulls.
98 for the Bulls. 2009
for the Saints. Yep.
So my Dodgers are back-to-back World Series champs.
Only because they don't have to pay their players, Erica.
Oh, snap.
Hey,
God,
you know what?
God, I wish for a salary.
You know what's amazing? I always have to hear you run your mouth,
Baseball
but normally,
is
except for this last year when postseason, shut up. You're pretty fucking quiet. I'm expecting that this season again.
Look, Mariners are going to go to the World Series this year. If we have to fuck up the Dodgers and beat
them,
Purple Pigeons got eliminated.
If there is a God, if there is a God out here, can we please get a salary cap?
Come on now, Kyle. Come on now, Kyle. They ain't news.
Yo, look, considering the fact that we were down by 30 at one point and only lost by 14, I'll take that as a win.
I'll take that. But you won the war. You lost the game, but won the war. But go ahead, Seven. Talk to me about the Steelers.
So I had a good time watching that game. You know, I made a comment a week or two ago about the fact that it was kind of nice to not be under the stress of playoff football for a change after having to deal with it for the last 10 fucking years.
Yeah. Hold on. Before you say anything else, Seven, Erica, I do got to agree that this peaceful feeling of your team not being in the playoffs is actually kind of relaxing. So now I know how you feel. Thanks for giving me a spot on the couch.
That's why you're always in a good mood at the end of the NFL season. Unlike us, we're pissed off and stressed out. So, like, I mean, I guess that's good once in a while when your team misses.
It is, right?
When we look at last night's,
you ain't got to take that, Erica. You ain't got to take that.
Erica, you haven't been here, so you're catching it.
Will understands the feeling too on every aspect for his team. So I mean, he feels it more than I do.
I get it.
You know what? If we wanted to be dickheads, we could say Blacketoo's basketball team ain't won a championship since what, 74? So we can throw Blacketoo right in this if you want.
Is he a Milwaukee Bucks? Oh no, he's a Knicks fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Knicks fan.
Yeah,
he said 74.
Walt Frazier was playing.
If I actually cared about basketball, my team just won the title last year too.
Yeah, but you guys just got pantsed by the fucking Hornets.
Someone says the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl.
No,
that's a hot take.
That's
No,
a hot
That's a
take.
hot take.
Sergio, we appreciate you being here, brother. Sergio,
Look,
we
and
appreciate you
your
being here, but that's a
offense-
hot
That's a
take.
Your
hot
man.
take,
offense did not
man.
score a
I mean,
single
listen
offensive
though.
touchdown.
Let's listen though.
That's not
Let's
a. That's
talk
not a.
about this. I mean, look at how they've been doing this season. They've been
Dude,
doing.
if that Broncos offense that showed up against the Chargers plays Jacksonville, Jacksonville is going to smoke the floor with them.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. First of all, I'm gonna go back to the Steelers for a second. They gotta play the Texans next. Look, I can say it front. That's a hellified defense down there in Houston, Texas. Hellified defense. Deontay Hunter. You got
Danielle
Hunter.
Danielle
Hunter,
Danielle.
Willie Anderson Jr.
You got some horses with the Texans, and I get it. You can sort of kind of scheme around an aggressive defense, but they got a back end that can hold their own too. Man, Aaron better be on his P's and Q's. He better be. Head be on a swivel. This ain't like playing the Ravens. They ain't got no pass rush. You got a pass rush coming for you, Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, I think, hey, can you please put this comment up that Sergio just put and said? I think you're fucking mile high times a million if you're going to say some shit like that.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos are the most overrated 1 seed in the history of the National Football League.
Whoa.
Okay, so for what I was saying about the Steelers and the Ravens.
Oh, yeah, Dragon Slayer.
The Ravens in the second half did exactly what the Ravens do when it comes down to crunch time. And that is the exact opposite of what they're supposed to fucking do. You have a lead. They're not stopping the run. Why does Derrick Henry only run the fucking ball 5 times in the second half? This is Todd Monken and Harbaugh fucking up again. How were they not fired right fucking now? That is
We
my
talk about it all the time. The play call.
We saw how good the Ravens can be.
Atrocious.
We saw how good the Ravens can be with a backup quarterback in Green Bay when they let Derrick Henry run for 200 yards. Feed Henry the fucking ball.
It's not the complicated quarterback.
Sure, say give Derrick back if they don't want him.
Exactly. No, she's got a point though.
She got a point.
Like,
hold on.
Why the fuck are you going to have the?
Go ahead, Seven.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna troll Jory and say, how does it feel to know your former coach is the number 2 seed in the AFC? Your running back plays really well for Baltimore. You had a backup quarterback in Malik Willis in Green Bay who played really good against Baltimore until he got hurt. And A.J. Brown is in the playoffs with the Eagles. How does that make you feel?
And also, you're getting ready to have Matt Nagy as your head coach.
And I don't think she really can feel. I don't think she can feel anything because she's still trying to recover from that ass she got whooped from by fucking Indiana the other day. So I mean,
oh my
Jory's
gosh,
going through it right now.
Real quick, before we get out of here, I gotta address these other coaches, these other coaching firings. Pete Carroll, after 1 year,
not surprised.
Gone.
No, he didn't deserve that. He especially didn't fucking deserve that. No, he didn't.
Deserve it.
No, he
didn't. Shouldn't have brought Geno Smith.
No, this is the problem I have with the National Football League today, and especially with these fucking front offices. They have zero patience. No,
they do.
I'm not saying
I
that
understand
they don't,
Pete Carroll is like an old head. In 1 season. You gave the man 1 season.
The guy
and not for nothing. That front office did not put the best roster in the field.
The only thing that I'm going to argue with is he probably ran out of his 401 AARP health insurance. He needed that delicate NFL health insurance that the players get, and now he's going to ride off into the sunset until Brandy Love needs another doppelganger in her.
Wait. What did Brandy Love got to do with this?
Have you not seen a picture of Brandy Love and Pete Carroll? Have you ever seen them in the same room together?
That's funny.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying they could be related.
I see. Okay. I see now. See where you're going with that.
Oh my gosh. I believe you said
what's in my red cup.
I believe you said it earlier, Ando. Jonathan Gannon has been dismissed. After going 3-14 in his third season. Stefanski is also out of Cleveland.
That one surprises me.
Why?
Dude, okay.
Why?
Okay.
Get his stinking ass out of there.
Okay, look, I don't know how you guys feel. I think Kevin Stefanski gets the best that he can out of his players. Look at how bad of a situation that Cleveland is in. Basically, over the last 2 years, he's had no quarterback. He's dealing with the Deshaun Watson trade that Jimmy Haslam, the owner, put into effect. He had no say in that whatsoever. So, Jimmy Haslam deals him a bum fucking quarterback position. This year, you have 8 quarterbacks that your franchise is paying for. You won't play Shedeur Sanders the way you need to play him. You're going to wait until the absolute last second. Now, there is rumor that Stefanski and Shedeur Sanders didn't get along. And as a coach and a boss, I can kind of get that mentality. There are days I don't get along with my boss. Kevin was dealt a bad hand. Kevin was dealt a bad hand this season with all the injuries that they've had. No playmakers on the outside besides Jerry Jeudy, if you can call him a playmaker. Sure, your defense was led with Myles Garrett. He got the sack record. That's great. I think you give Kevin Stefanski one more year. If he has another year on his contract, let him run.
To the no. He self-sabotaged this team this year.
Exactly. I have never seen a head coach.
And he made it to the end of the year.
I've never seen a head coach try as hard as he did to fuck over his own team, let alone his head coach. Let's rewind about a few weeks ago. They were in position to win what was it? They were in position to win the fucking game. They yanked Shedeur out, and then they tried to run some bullshit ass fucking schoolyard shit, wild card shit. That type of shit gets coaches fired.
And yet here we are still talking about John Harbaugh having a seat at the Baltimore Ravens table. It needs to be fair. I
was about to bring
that's called seniority. He's been there, and he should have been gone. For the play call.
Kevin Stefanski twice is one coach of the year. You don't get that unless you have the mentality to get your guys to be able to play.
But he didn't win it this year.
But what have you done for me lately?
That is literally the slogan of every NFL team. What have you done for me lately?
Okay, go ahead, Sam.
I want to say this. I think that the reason I think that the reason that Stefanski isn't there anymore was more because of a conversation that he had with the Haslams, in which case he was demanding control of his fucking team. With everything that's been going on, he has no control. And they said, no, you get what you get. And he said, then I want out. And they said, okay, bye. I don't think it's about anything else other than the fact that I don't think he wanted to be there with all of the problems, with all of the distractions, with the shitty roster choices that he was able to, with the shitty options that he has. He knows if Deshaun Watson's saying he's wanting to come back next year and he doesn't want Deshaun, they don't have good choices at quarterback without Deshaun. Deshaun isn't a good choice himself.
No.
Why would you want to fucking be there? I'd tell him to fucking fire me too.
There's a question for you, Black Chew.
So is for Stefanski getting fired, but argue that Raheem Morris should have kept his job. I believe Raheem Morris should have kept his job because of roster moves. Like this is more so the fault of roster moves. A head coach can only do so much with the talent that he's given to him. Now, I will agree with him that Cleveland really didn't have a whole lot in terms of roster moves also. I will agree. But Raheem Morris didn't try to actively fuck over his team the way that Kevin Stefanski did with Cleveland. That's the difference here.
Duval, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? Duval.
Sorry, I had to say that. Third seed for the Jaguars. Let's go, guys.
I got one more question that we'll start to wrap this up and get on out of here. Ando, you brought him up. Harbaugh. I'm gonna go around the room. I want to know, should he keep his job? John, I'll start with you. Should Harbaugh keep his job with the Ravens?
Hell no. Get his ass out of there too. I mean, I will say the Ravens just have had some really bad luck, and they pointed it out on Sports Center or First Take, whatever. Zay Flowers dropped the ball. The tight end, his name is escaping my brain right now.
Mark Andrews. I take him
There
every
you
year in
go.
fantasy.
Dropped the pass. Hey, I would expect nothing less. He drops the pass. Matter of fact, is it Zay Flowers fumbles the ball too?
Yeah,
Going
you're
down the
talking
field.
AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. Yep, dropped
Yep,
it
yep.
at the
Yep,
half-yard
yep.
line.
Thank you. Like, bro, like you can't blame this on Lamar Jackson, but the play calling in these important ass games that Harbaugh allows, and they lose because of it. It's like Seven just pointed out. 5 fucking carries. Harbaugh, go on to Michigan. Go on to Michigan. Go. Take your ass in.
I think the Harbaugh name in Michigan has been banned. I don't think he's going to Michigan.
I don't know that he's going to be allowed.
Anybody named
Hey,
Harbaugh or
man.
Moore? Harbaugh and Moore are not welcomed in Michigan at this point.
Let me go over to
Either
Erica
way,
real
man.
quick. Erica, should Harbaugh be fired with the Baltimore Ravens? So they cut their losses and be done with them.
I mean, I agree with everything John just said. Like, again, it's like the same thing that Seven was sitting there saying with Raheem Morris. Like, he makes calls too. This is also, like, that's your job as head coach. Sorry. Bye. Smell you later.
Rob, what you thinking, man?
Harbaugh's had one hell of a tenure in Baltimore. He's done a lot of really good things. They've had some of the best defenses. Offenses have been lackluster, but the one time that they actually have really good offenses, they don't have the defense to complement it. And even if they do, they make boneheaded decisions. Cut your losses now. Start fresh. Bring in a new coach. I'm okay with letting Harbaugh go. I still you're picking from a very small crowd. I think Harbaugh is the best coach that the Ravens has had. But I mean, the last couple of years, you've had these high expectations of them. They keep falling short. So you're not getting what you need from Baltimore, dude. Cut them loose. Bring somebody else in to see what happens.
Back at you. What you think? Harbaugh should be gone?
This is a hard one to answer. If Baltimore is going for a full scale rebuild, yeah. If they aren't, and you choose to fire him, who do you have out there that you can get that can replace that?
Right.
So if a concrete answer, I would say no.
Fair enough. 7.
So I think it's an interesting dynamic. I think to me, as I've said before, I think they should have done it a long time ago. We've talked about the reasons, the play calling and stuff like that. But who you replace him with is an important thing that you have to consider if you're going to make that termination decision. And the other thing that you have to remember if you're the Ravens is if you do not give Lamar Jackson a seat at that table for who his next head coach is, you're not going to keep him. So you have to decide that before you start the search.
Good point.
Because you're getting one of two things, not both. Not both. I think they need to fire him. I think a refresher is what they need. But I think that you wait and see if any other options are truly available for, who's really going to be available in the head coaching search, who are the actual viable candidates.
Right.
Because if there's not going to be a better option, maybe you just go ahead and move off of Todd Monken and tell him, look, you've got 1 year with a better play caller. You find a better play caller and you don't fuck this up, or next year everybody's going home.
Replace him with anyone. Just stand around, stand in his space
It's
on the sidelines.
And Kyle's right. Like, he has to be more involved in getting, and intervening when Todd Monken's calling his 26 pass play in the half when they're playing against a team that's not as good against the run. When you're playing with the best running dynamic, the best dynamic running tandem in the history of the NFL on paper in Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Absolutely.
How do you have 5 fucking carries and
Yeah.
some scrambles from Lamar in the second half.
Yeah. Good
That,
point.
but then, but again, you got to hold Lamar accountable because he can change plays at the line.
True.
And I understand you can be limited by personnel to an extent, but if you're getting out there and you're seeing that this shit ain't working, you got Derrick Henry back there. And
It's
a
not like
critical
Keon
fucking
Mitchell.
choice that you should be
And it's
doing.
not like Keon Mitchell is a bad backup running back. He made plays.
No, he's
last
not.
night,
Exactly.
too.
Exactly.
Oh, he's not. He's definitely not.
They've left. They've left so many
Great,
points on the
great
table.
third down running back.
For
Oh
sure.
yeah.
To me, it all
It's just-
depends on who's out there. Who can you get to replace Harbaugh? Like, granted, you
I
can.
think that's
You
what it
need,
comes
you
down
need
to.
a new. You need a new DC. Obviously, you need a new defensive coordinator. But I will say this. Based on the press conference Lamar gave, he didn't sound like he had his coaches back. So maybe if that's an indicator of anything, maybe a coaching change is imminent.
Aaron
Like I
Rodgers
say-
called his own plays, not driving the third. And they carved the defense up.
I'm going to say it like
Front of
this.
the line.
I'm going to say it like this. It's getting stale in Baltimore. You need to take out the trash. I'm
for sure
wholeheartedly
Yeah.
honest. I think, and Seven, I think you can attest to this. I think over the next couple of years, if we continue to see a downgrade in Kansas City's offense, I think people will say the same thing about Andy Reid. When you get, we've said this about Pittsburgh and Baltimore over the last couple of years that I've been on the show. They are so, what's the word I'm looking for? They're
Mediocre.
okay. Yeah, they're okay with the mediocrity that they have. Like, as long as they are in the playoff hunt, they're good to go. As long as they can get to that 9 or 10 wins, they're good. No. Baltimore and Pittsburgh used to be the pinnacle of 13-10 football, hard hitting, blood on the field. I don't want to get hit because these guys are coming for blood. When I think of Baltimore and I think of Pittsburgh, that's the football that I like watching in the AFC North. I want to see Baltimore and Pittsburgh fight it out every single year for the AFC North. But if you're going to come at me with 9-6 records, offenses who decide, hey, we have the best, if not one of the top 3 running backs in the league. We obviously have the most dynamic dual threat quarterback. And I'm going to say it, that Lamar Jackson has improved in his throwing mechanics this year. And I think he took better care of the football than he did last year.
Very fair. Very
but
fair.
the fact that you're going to take the ball out of your best playmaker's hands, that's the quarterback's fault. That's the offensive coordinator's fault. That's the head coach's fault. Those 3 need to be talking to each other every single time they're on the sideline. And I think it's just kind of like we're in it. Let's not change anything. No. You need to make the changes on the field. And that's the biggest detriment, I think, to Lamar is he doesn't change the style of play in the game. And that puts him behind he can start off the game 10-0, 17-0. But as teams come back on him, he doesn't make those changes.
So I would say one thing. There, because you mentioned, if Kansas City's offense doesn't produce in the next couple of years, we could be seeing some people saying that about Andy Reid. And you're right. But we can't ignore the fact that Andy Reid gets a longer leash because Andy Reid has gotten Super Bowls multiple times in the last 5 years.
Agreed. And
whereas in the last 5 years, Baltimore has come up short of expectations every fucking time.
Well, what this year they were expected to be Super Bowl contenders. Like they were predicted to win the Super Bowl.
They didn't even make the playoffs.
And you guys can't even make the playoffs. What's up, Rob?
What's up, Rob?
So here's where I'm giving Kansas City more respect than Baltimore and all of them. Kansas City's Super Bowl run started. You had the playmakers. You had Tyreek Hill. You had Travis Kelce. You had Kareem Hunt. And I'm not saying that Kareem Hunt's not there anymore. Baltimore has always had a number 1 receiver there. You had DeAndre Hopkins. He was useless this year. Last year, you had Zay Flowers. He was doing every time Baltimore's offense has been high profile. Lamar Jackson has been around the center of that, and he's had pieces, whether it's Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins. Who was the number 1 receiver this year for Kansas City? Let's go back. Who was the number 1 receiver for Kansas City last year? Who was the number 1 receiver for Kansas City the year after? Kansas City had a quarterback who made their receivers look better than they actually were. Lamar Jackson was a superstar who just made receivers look bad, whether they were good receivers or not. Patrick Mahomes could make anybody look better around him. That's why I feel Kansas City is that's why Andy Reid's getting more leeway with why this season was bad for him, because Patrick Mahomes made the team play well. When Lamar Jackson had pieces, he didn't play well with those pieces, or the pieces didn't play well with Lamar, and they haven't had a Super Bowl yet.
All right. We are closing things down, winding things down here. 11:26. We're here almost an hour and a half. I want to thank Erica for joining us. I want to also thank John for joining us. Those guys had to go. Do we have any final thoughts from anybody here before we roll out for the night?
We have not said our obligatory F's yet, so I will say F's to the three Jerrys of our sporting world. Fuck Jerry Reinsdorf, fuck Jerry Krause, and fuck Jerry Jones.
Oh, and fuck Rob Manfred. Let's not forget that.
Yes.
I said I was doing the fuck the three J's. I fuck the three J's, you fuck everyone else.
Wow,
Christian.
Way to slut shame me, bro. Way to slut shame me.
Wow.
In 2026, you're just gonna slut
Yo,
shame a guy. Like,
look,
that's
I know
not-
that you love fucking Rob Manfred. That's your thing, dude. You take MLB. I'll take care of the Chicago. I got it.
Only thing I have to say is to James Dolan, fire Chris Drury. Get involved and fire him.
While you're at it, James Dolan, fire yourself, you piece of shit owner.
No, watch your mouth. No. He stayed far
no.
away.
Fuck.
Stayed far away. And he let Deion Rose cook.
All
Chill
right,
out.
real quick.
Fuck James Dolan.
Real quick, I just want to thank a couple of people. First, I want to thank everybody over at Mayona Microphones for sponsoring tonight's episode. This show is brought to you by them and their new PD200W wireless microphone. Definitely check it out, mayono.com. Also want to thank Wire to Wire Network for having us here. As always, appreciate you guys. And if it's nothing more, Thank you for being here. We're going to close out the show by showing you some of the great network programming you can find here on Wire to Wire. Everyone have a good week. Have a great week. Take care.